Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morrell.
Hey y'all, this is recording artist Michael Peterson, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcast network. Stream the show anytime on iHeartRadio podcast. You can also stream at thwn.org.
And welcome inside the Backstage Pass, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network, and of course powered by the Sports Guys podcast.com. And if you're like me and you play music bingo out there too, sometimes you get a chance to rediscover artists across your bingo card. And we're doing that today, bringing back 90s country great Michael Peterson to the Backstage Pass. Michael, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
It's doing good, man, and happy holidays to you and the family. And
Thank you so
I'm so
much.
glad I got to get into bingo again.
Well, that's really fun. And you know what? Sometimes we all get fun surprises like that. So thank you for sharing that.
No doubt, too. Hey, tell us, as the holidays approach, I guess kind of a two-part question. You're working on a lot of new music out there, too, and definitely looking forward to probably spending some time with the family, too, correct?
Yeah, my wife and I, and about 100 dogs that she watches. She has a fun dog watching business. That would be our holiday. She's doing house sitting, and we're just going to hunker down for Thanksgiving. Go to Costco and get some fixins, and be lazy about it all. Or we might even go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't know. I'm not sure, but that's the sort of the lazy way of doing Thanksgiving. But that's what we like to do.
Hey, tell us about all these new projects, working on some new music, too, and we'll get into all the great hits of the 90s, no doubt about it, and, of course, play one of my favorites off there, Drink, Swear, Steal, and Lie. But tell us about what's kind of going on with some of this new music you're putting out there now.
Well, thanks for asking. We have a new single that we put out October 25th. It's a recording of a classic 60s hit that was a huge hit all over the world by the Hollies. But it's a new version of that song that probably many of your listeners know the song, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. And I recorded it with the Gospel Hall of Fame group and multiple Grammy Award-winning singers, the Imperials. So we recorded that song together, and it's been out now for 3 weeks in the European country music market. And I'm just stunned, really, at how this has happened. But it went to number one this last week, and its third week on the European Country Music Top 40. So it's getting a lot of airplay in Europe and just starting to get some airplay here in the U.S. And we're just really excited about it. It's a call to unity and a call for us to share a little more empathy and brotherhood with our family around the world. People that we may not have even met, but it's so much division these days. If we can tone that down a little bit and share a little more empathy, I think we can make the world a better place. And that song is really a call for that. Just caring more, reaching out and supporting each other more.
It was kind of cool to watch, this past month of November, the CMA Awards. Always kind of cool to, get country music's biggest night there too. And it's just kind of really a fine thing, I think, now to see some of the ladies, getting their calling now for country music. And I mean, the Queen Bee, Lainey Wilson. Give me your take on kind of you've been doing this a long time, well over 2 decades now when you look at it too. The calling of music and, of course, how it's changed ever since you got started, that first recording contract, putting out these great hits, and now the shape of country music now when you look back at it from when you started to where it's at now. Give me a take on that.
Well, when I came out, there was a lot of people that said that the music that was being made in the era that I came out in wasn't real country music. To them, real country music was George Jones, Merle Haggard, the older artists. And I think this has always been the case, that the format is always growing and accommodating what the fans of that era, whatever particular era you're in, really like and what they want. And so it's just interesting now, some 30 years later, to look and say that that's still the case. Is that there's people now that say, well, 90s music was real country music, and now the stuff they're doing isn't. But, like I said, in the 90s, people were saying that about what we were doing because it was something new. So I think it's important to have that perspective. I think, when you can sit back and look at it from that point of view, and try to find things that you don't enjoy. I think it was great Duke Ellington who said there's only two kinds of music, the kind you like and the kind you don't. And country music it has a tradition, and it also has a tradition of moving forward. And so there's a lot of young people today who think country music is the top 10 or the top 20, the top 40 that is current on the charts. To them, that's country music. And they look at stuff that, from my era, and they say, well, that's old time country music. So I think it really, for me, I like to settle back to there's music that you like and there's music that you don't. Like I used to say, I don't like rap music, and then I heard some songs that were rap that I liked. And then I had to say, well, wait a minute, there's music that you like and there's music that you don't. So I think, the invitation for all of us is to look for music that we like, and the music that we don't, we just don't listen.
No, that's true, no doubt. And like I said, there's a little bit of something for everybody right now, too. We're going to give you the latest single here from Michael Peterson, the Backstage Pass. He Ain't Heavy. He's my brother, the one we just talked about here on the show again. KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and powered by the Sports Guys Podcast.com and THWN.org and our friends at iHeartRadio Podcast. Back in a flash. Stay tuned.
The road is long, with many a winding turn that leads us to who knows where, who knows where. But I'm strong enough to carry him. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. So on we go. His welfare is my concern. No burden is he to bear. We'll get there. For I know he would not encumber me. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. Oh, and if I'm laden at all, I'm laden with sadness that everyone's heart isn't filled with the gladness of a love, sweet love for one another. It's a long, long road from which there is no return. While we're on our way to there, why not share? And the Lord doesn't weigh me down at all. He ain't heavy, no. He's my brother. don't know. He's my brother. Yes.
Hey guys and gals, this is Colby Calais, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass with Brandon Morell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream the show anytime on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio podcasts. It's a grand slam of music, entertainment, and sports.
Are you looking to increase your online presence? Are you searching for a new logo or company branding? Have you been considering more ways to reach the world with your business, ministry, or church's message? Barkley Music and Media is an award-winning design company that utilizes the latest technology while keeping the integrity of over 30 years of customer service. Web design, graphic design, multimedia, video editing, voiceover, commercials, logo design and branding, photography, and much, much more. See portfolios and testimonials online at www.barkleymusicandmedia.com or contact them today at 502-382-8299. Barkley Music and Media, your connection for the best in multimedia. Call today, 502-382-8299, or go to www.barkleymusicandmedia.com. Barkley Music and Media, integrity, technology, and design. www.barkleymusicandmedia.com.
What's up, guys? This is Colin Stow, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio podcast at on the sportsguyspodcast.com and at thwn.org.
And welcome back here to the show again. Michael Peterson joining us here, 90s Country, bringing back some of those big hits there too, and also talking about some of the new projects today as we kind of reminisce here on the Backstage Pass. Our friends KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network too. You mentioned how special that song was you too. I wanted to go back to your first record there too, the self-titled album that you had too, and so many great songs there. We'll get to Drink, Swear, Steal, Lie. But one of my favorites off of there too, and I'm sure for the live shows, it's always fun to play, and weddings and things like that, From Here to Eternity. When you look back at that one, man, such a special tune, wasn't it?
Well, it was a special song, and it was a special song, I think, for lots of reasons. One of the reasons I think it became a special song, and to this day is considered one of the top country music wedding songs of all time, is because it wasn't a song that was designed for the actual wedding ceremony. It was designed for the proposal. And there aren't very many songs like that. So it was one of those songs that when we wrote it, we said, wow, wouldn't it be great if the person that's proposing, who's maybe a little nervous and didn't quite know how to pop the question because they were so nervous, could say to the person they're proposing to, hey, would you just listen to this song? And then they could play it for him. And the song basically asks or pops the question. And then at the end of the song, they could show the other person they're proposing to the ring, and it kind of helped them get through the proposal. So I think because of that, it became a unique song. It stood apart from other wedding songs, and I think to this day is still the case.
Off that same record too, I remember listening to the Too Good to Be True title of that song too as well. Love that one, and it just got people up on the dance floor back in my early DJ days, playing radio here in Beaumont, Texas, where I was at for different stations, working at affiliates of that time. And I remember going out to dance halls right here in Mark Chestnut and Clay Walker and Tracy Bird Country down here in Beaumont too. You'd go out to some of the big dance halls, and that would be one of the crowd's favorite to come on to dance to.
Well, that's great. That song was a bit of a groundbreaker because at the time, I believe that there's, you'd have to go back and check the history on this, but there hadn't at that time been much influence from the hip hop and the dance community on country music. You hadn't had any real hit records that had that yet. And, here came Shania Twain with Mutt Lange. and they had a song off of her big, it wasn't her debut album, it was her second album, but the first one that Mutt produced. There was a song on there that had this kind of a rhythm or a beat to it. And I was at the YMCA one day, and I heard a song by a band called TLC, and it had a kind of a hip hop beat to it. And I remember thinking, I've got a writing appointment this afternoon. I wonder if anybody has ever written a song, a country song, with that kind of beat or that groove. And so, I showed up that day at my writing appointment with the great Gene Pastilli. Your listeners might know Gene as being the writer of songs like Sunday Will Never Be the Same for Spanky and Our Gang, or Too Gone for Too Long, which was a BMI Song of the Year for Randy Travis. Lots of big hits. And Eugene was a mentor of mine. He was a producer of Jim Croce. He was one of the founding members of Manhattan Transfer. Just a real gem of a guy. And so we wrote this song, Too Good to Be True, to this hip hop beat. And then, of course, when it came out, I think our record came out before Shania's that had that groove. So in a sense, probably some people could blame us for being on the cutting edge of ushering this whole era of hip hop influence into country music. I think we were the first hit record that had that kind of a groove to it. But it was that appeal of that groove that I think would cause people to want to get out and dance, because it just kind of invites you to want to move.
Yeah, it really does too. That's that upbeat feel, kind of a 90s country sound. And of course, like you said, I love the grooviness too. And it leads me to like the collaborations now you see in these days too. Like I said, when you watch all these award shows too, and you hear all the different genres of music that are really making their way into country now. You mentioned about it's either good, you listen to it, or if it's not, you don't listen to it. But I think there's some good things that can be found too with the way you see some of the artists collaborating today too with all the different genres of music, right?
I think it's fabulous. I think it's wonderful when the current generation tips their hat to the shoulders of the people that they're standing on their shoulders, who paved the way for them. So when I see Shenandoah coming out with their single with Luke Bryan and I can't remember the other current artist.
Aldean.
Yeah, Jason Aldean. When I see that, I just think, wow, that's fabulous. And there's been other examples of that, of 90s artists collaborating with new artists who are currently, on the charts. I just think it's really nice. Everybody's fan club gets involved. People get to remember and feel good feelings of songs they remembered and loved. And it's a compliment from the current artists to remember this is the music they grew up with, because these young artists, this is the music their parents played while they were growing up, and so it's music that they love. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
When it comes to, like you mentioned, going into a write, for you guys, whether it's a co-write type thing or just something you're going to, pin yourself to, what do you look forward most to when it comes to maybe a hook, an idea? Where do those kind of come from? Draw the inspiration? Does it have to be, personal experience? What do you enjoy most about the writing process?
I heard one of my mentors was a guy named Dwayne Blackwell. And Dwayne wrote, among other things, Friends in Low Places. So he's a guy that knows a thing or two about writing hit song. And Dwayne said to me one day that if you want to be a superstar as an artist or as a songwriter, then write songs or sing songs that make you a spokesperson for millions of people.
Beautiful statement there, and well said. I love that.
Yeah, and I think that's when you go into a co-write, hopefully, especially these days, a lot of people are writing on Zoom, because I live in Las Vegas now. I don't live in Nashville anymore. And so a lot of my co-writes are with people around the country. And I try to make sure before we start to write together that we have a couple of song ideas that would make whoever sings it become the spokesperson for millions of people. So singing a song or saying something that millions of people feel, but haven't known quite how to put into words, that's a really good target, And I think the other really good target is to ask yourself, is this idea T-shirt worthy? Like, would you see somebody wearing this on their T-shirt, where you see people wearing T-shirts that have sayings on them? Though people don't wear those shirts because they don't like what's on there. They wear it because they feel like it says something for them. So those are two really hallmarks, I think, of a great starting point for a great song.
Love that too as well. I'll tell you what, time to take people back to a little bit of 90s country too as well. And they were words that we lived by back then. And we probably, you know what, we still do today. Drink, swear, steal, and lie. Michael Peterson here, the Backstage Pass, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and our friends THWN.org. And also out there, the sportsguyspodcast.com. Back in a flash. Stay tuned.
I was 12 when Daddy said to me, don't take to drinking, boy, that road don't lead nowhere. And don't you ever let me hear you swear, don't you dare. He told me stealing is a lazy man's way. Something for nothing leaves you hell to pay, so don't lie. Then you can look the whole world in the eye. Honey, I tried, but since I met you, girl, I'm breaking every rule. I must confess I'm just a backsliding fool. I wanna drink from your loving cup, swear I'll never give you up, steal all your kisses underneath the moon. I wanna lie here close to you, look what you made me do. Darling, you're the reason why I drink, swear, steal, and lie. Last night I threw away my 12-step book. I finally faced the fact that I am hooked on you. There's nothing more that I can do. Ain't no use. Every time I see your angel face, my halo disappears without a trace, I swear. Girl, I admit I haven't got a prayer, but I don't care. Well, I know this ain't exactly how I was raised, but heaven help me, honey, I ain't changing my ways. I wanna drink from your loving cup, swear I'll never give you up, steal all your kisses underneath the moon. I wanna lie here close to you, look what you made me do. Darling, you're the reason why I drink, swear, steal, and lie. I wanna drink from your loving cup, swear I'll never give you up, steal all your kisses underneath the moon. I wanna lie here close to you, look at what you made me do. Darling, you're the reason why I drink, swear, steal, and lie. Drink, swear, steal, and lie.
Hey y'all, this is Nashville recording artist Karen Waldrop, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and at the sportsguyspodcast.com. Stream the show anytime on iHeartRadio Podcast and at THWN.org.
Is your home or business in need of a fresh look? Right Flow Pressure Washing and Lawn LLC is more than just pressure washing, providing professional cleaning for homes, commercial buildings, parking lots, roof cleaning, gutter cleaning, and so much more, including lawn service and landscaping. Our mission here at Right Flow is to exceed the needs of all our customers while providing all of our services at an affordable rate. We're committed to going above and beyond where the job is done right. Give your property the care it deserves. Call Right Flow today at 409-363-2565 or go to rightflowwashandlawn.com.
Hey y'all, this is recording artist Kelsey Main, and you are listening to the Grand Slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream the show anytime at thesportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio Podcasts. You can also stream at THWN.org.
And welcome back here to the show again. Michael Peterson, kind enough to join us here on the Backstage Pass. So you look back at this one here, and you're right about changing careers and all this, what that first album did. And I mean, all over Billboard, Hot Country charts, everything back in the day. This was, and even my day back there, early DJ days, played every time, once a week, if not 6 times a day, sometime in rotation. This never gets old singing it live, does it?
No, you know what? It's one of those songs that just has a lot of stickiness to it. It puts a smile on your face when you hear it, puts a smile on your face when you sing it. It's a great play on words, and it's unique. There's not been another country song like it that I can think of.
No, I never can. And I'm not trying to compare it because it was your song, your version, and it had to be special for this one to write this one, to pen it, or to co-write it. This had to be a special song when you guys got your version back from the studio, that just something was special that you knew about it.
Well, you know, it's funny when at least for me, when I was making this first album, you don't know it's going to be a hit. You just know what you like and what you don't, you know, and that's why you have a team of people around you who are experts at, you know, they're part of the process of introducing a record to the country and to the world. So you have marketing people and you have, you know, radio people, and, you know, everybody kind of weighs in and, you know, shares their opinion about what they think the single should be. And, you know, it's hard to find 10 people who will agree on what that would be. So you have to have a couple of strong leaders. And I just could see when I would play this song for people live that they would smile and they would tap their toes. So I had a feeling that it could be a hit, but you never know.
Sure, no doubt about it too. Let me ask you this: had you never chose music as a profession, what other career path might you have followed?
You know, I was going to be a coach and a teacher, because when I was a young person, I had a difficult childhood, and it was coaches, sports athletic coaches, and school counselors and teachers that just so dramatically impacted and influenced my journey into a positive lane instead of what might have been a not so positive outcome. So that's what I was thinking I was going to do, is be a coach and a teacher and maybe a school counselor.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic you mentioned that too, because by day I do that school teaching thing. I love it so much. I've been in it.
I love that. I didn't know that. That's great.
Radio stuff the last 25 years, so I got the best of both the worlds there too.
Well, hey, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, well, it's always fun to do it too. And like you said, hey, put your degrees to work. That's what I say. Went to school, dad paid, parents paid for those college degrees, so able to use them both every day. I'm very, very blessed on that too.
That's great.
You've shot a lot of music videos in your career. Is there one that kind of stands out for you that was the time, the place, the setting, all that good stuff for like the best music video?
Yeah, you know, for me, From Here to Eternity stands out above all the others. It was just a beautiful setting. I had a beautiful co-star, if you will, of the video, a young actress that we had selected to be in the video with me. It was a romantic setting. It was a romantic scene. And it was, quite frankly, a romantic time in my life, just with all that was happening with my career. So, and it's a beautiful, just, I mean, the scenery, the ocean, the mountain, the lighthouse, the trees, the sun, the food that we ate in that fun little market area in that little town on the coast. It was just really special.
Going back to the young artists of today, kind of, you know, doing their thing there too, which is great. Anybody kind of you're getting into when it comes to either the old style neo-traditional country like you came up in, or a little bit of the bro country movement? Who are you kind of interested in or listening to right now from a sound standpoint?
Well, I hate to single out anyone in particular, but one that I will single out is Zach Top. And part of the reason I'm singling him out is because Zach Top and I grew up about 30 miles away from each other in the same part of the state of Washington, separated, you know, by 40 years and 40 miles. He grew up basically in the same place that I grew up. And I have to think that Zach Top must have heard my music while he was growing up and must have known that I grew up just down the road from him. So I'd love to meet him someday. And I don't know, maybe he and I could record a song together. But I really like what he's doing. But, you know, truthfully, I've always been a bigger fan of songs than I have of artists, you know? So it's really the songs that get me. And then I kind of go, well, who's that singing? So, you know, there's just a lot of great songs out, and if I had to pick one artist today, I'd say I'm interested in Zach Top.
It's a good one to single out, no doubt about it. You know, we mentioned the newest single out there too, but as you look forward, you mentioned the holidays and kind of getting a little bit of R&R time as you progress into 2026. What are you most excited about going into the new year?
Well, we have another song that's going to follow "He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother," which, you know, we'll be promoting that song for the next several months, and we shot a music video for the follow-up in September, and over this next year, you know, every quarter or so, maybe even a little more aggressive than that, I'm going to be putting out new releases. So, you know, it's been a number of years since I aggressively released new music. So I have a great team now, a great management team, and a real strong direction, and we're getting a lot of momentum with He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, especially in Europe, but starting to get more momentum of that here in the US. He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother was the most downloaded song on CDX the week that it came out, which for your listeners, what that means is there's a platform which radio program directors go to discover new music, and it was the most downloaded song of the week that it debuted. So I you know that it's out there and people are going to start playing it. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about, you know, really aggressively beginning to release a lot more music over the next couple of years, just because I miss being with people and playing shows and sharing those moments.
Well, I got to definitely put it on my list to come to a Michael Peterson live show.
I would love that.
In Nashville or wherever it's at all over the country.
Yeah.
Check it out there too. Would love to be your guest and definitely see one of my favorites live in action there too. All right.
That'd
when it
be great.
comes to the sports side of things, I know for me, it's like, you know, I say sports is a drug, no doubt about it. So I get into like college football, some NFL stuff, you know, baseball's off season right now. I kind of follow a little bit here and there. High school football for me in my market is like the thing right now because it's huge down here in Texas. What do you get into? What teams do you root for? What do you like to watch?
Well, you know, I grew up in a household where my father was from Wisconsin. So I grew up barely being a big Green Bay Packer fan. And then my grandfather played on the very first Pittsburgh Steelers football team, which a lot of your listeners may not know that the Pittsburgh Steelers for the first 3 years were actually called the Pittsburgh Pirates. And my grandfather, James Tangway, was a punter on their very first team. So I have roots with the Steelers and I have roots with the Packers. So those have kind of been my teams over the years. And in our household, my wife is a big Steelers fan. So on the days that Steelers are playing the Packers, you know, we sit on opposite ends of the couch. So we have a lot of fun with that. As far as college football goes, you know, I grew up in Washington State and I've always been a big fan of the Washington State Cougars. I know, you know, that they don't have as big of a following and haven't had as great a track record as other great teams, but I've never been a fair weather fan. And I just want to say to everybody who's listening, go Cougs.
Say that the same thing down there because I follow the Houston Cougars where I'm from too, which is always a fun time. And then my college is the Lamar Cardinals and the UTSA Roadrunners. And then my wife, you know, she's obviously a Texas A&M Aggie fan, so she's definitely looking forward to the big games and also those college football playoffs coming up over the next few weeks and that kind of thing too.
Can you believe how quickly they're upon us? Like, is it really Christmas next week? I mean, you know what I mean? Not literally, but it's just so fast.
A few weeks out, it's crazy how time does fly. No doubt about it too as well. I tell you what, I love this new music. It is fantastic too as well. And hey, I want to say just congratulations on all that you've achieved in your career. It's so great to have someone of your magnitude back here doing what you love to do, being in front of people, and those songs are, again, those great classics we had back in the day will always be around us too, Michael. And I can't thank you enough for giving us some time here on the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Brandon. God bless you, and best of luck, and congratulations on all your great accomplishments. And I'll be rooting for you, man.
You got it, my friend. Looking forward to having you back here on the show too and getting out to a live Michael Peterson show too at the same time. We're done for today, no doubt about it. And of course, more great artists coming up over the next few weeks too. We'll talk to you guys soon here on the Backstage Pass, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and of course our friends out there, thwn.org, and powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. We'll see you soon. God bless. Take care and happy holidays. We'll see you soon.
Hey y'all, this is recording artist Morgan Miles, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio Podcast and on the sportsguyspodcast.com. And be sure to follow me at my website, morganmileslive.com.